Great and beautiful morning and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me this hour. Welcome to 495 edition of InvestData Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, I'll tell you that the global market are the fourth trading day of the month of March, the last month of the first quarter of the year, had opened in the green across Asia, Europe, and US market, even Africa market. Most of the market in Africa are green to start the month of March on a positive note. And I believe that most of economic data was also expecting to hit this market within this period between now and the mid-month, which is 15. A lot of economic data will be coming, ranging from potential manager index, labor reports, inflation, also interest meeting by some certain banks of the world are meeting in their different domain. These are going to shape the market. The good thing is that, and also as we're entering the last month for the first quarter, don't forget that post-flow reshuffling also be there. Waiting to see the Q1 number for this the first 3 months of the year 2025. This is a year that started with with great hope, but I'll tell you for the global economy, but with the a margin of tariff here and there, it has kind of give uncertainty to global economy. But in that, we expect to see that this route that we are seeing now is going to create opportunity for different market, for different company, and also for investors that are designing to know what to do at the right time, as most of the market are still what in green at this hour. Yes, we saw that most or also the market for the month that just ended in February, we saw a mixed performance, while NGS down here in Nigeria was in green and also opening on a positive note for the month of what? For the month of January here on NGS. But let's start from what is happening in the Asia market right now. I'll tell you that most Asia stocks are rebounded to start the week or the month of March, as I've said, on a positive note. Following last week strong finish we saw on the global market, which is the Wall Street, and also looking at also the strong factory data that came collected by private organization in China, pointing that the China purchase manager has expanded from about 50.2 to 50.8. The forecast for was 50.05, and against also the previous one 50.01. But now we're seeing a figure about 50.08, which is huge, and I tell you that it's a signal, and that also have changed the sentiment in the in the crude oil market, knowing that China is one of the biggest importer of crude oil. And if you look at what it said that contributed to this data that you see that this period there was an upbeat in export for for China, and that have also reflected on on the monetary matter for that period. And also don't forget that in that environment we have seen view from US and all those in China as regarding the caution move of awaiting what Trump is going to do in terms of tariff. It have announced different rate. One was 12, was 25, one was 10. Copper is coming up. We want to see if it's going to, and also in retaliation to that, China is also going to slam US with what, with tariff on what, on agricultural produce or food items or product to call it. These are the things that are going to gradually say trade war is not going to benefit any nation, but rather I think as international economy has been, international trade has been. I think this also will go to facilitate. I think that there will be rethink going to the future because uncertainty surrounding even U.S. economy because of this rate. Already we have seen that U.S. economy is slowing down, fear of inflation. That also have keep Fed try to watch and see how to balance whether rate will continue. But in all this, good news that Asia market has opened on a positive note, expecting that the tariff rate signal a positive to softer measure will come, going to the future. We don't know the discussion with Trump or with the representative of US that will bring the soft measure. Let's wait and see. But I believe there's something in for US and that. And also don't forget that the key inflation of the PCH inflation came higher in line with expectation in US, and that also is what also people are watching. What will the Fed be doing their next meeting? How is going to hit companies that if we're seeing that the slow growth we're seeing in the US is about consumer-led slow growth, which is a very very serious case because if people are spending less and of course the prices are high, that's going to slow down the economy. But let's see how this jump in Asia stock will be sustained from knowing that yes, they've been experiencing a pullback But now that we're seeing a kind of a rebound in the matured markets as Asia stocks are looking green. I believe that investor mood is still not in a strong book or in a stronger direction because they are still thinking that the further announcement of 10% addition to US and China tariff earlier 25% on Mexico, level on Mexico and Canada. How is this going to affect the global economy, and also how is Canada responding? How Mexico is responding to this? All these are going to say, going into the new month. And also, like I said, being the last month of the first quarter of the year, a lot of events will happen that will shape investors' sentiment. But good thing is that numbers that will come within this period is a key figure that all players in the market will also be looking at. Both economic data and also corporate numbers will also determine what will be the next action of market players in this different market. But good news that markets are starting on a positive note in some of the market across the globe, as I mentioned earlier in this class. But I believe that this positive, China, stronger period data is also a plus. That have also triggered expectation in that zone, and also as the stronger tech industry in the US is already shaking with other the AI related business or tech coming up. These are the things that we expect that also will give a balance in all this. That means likely as they expect to be a rethink that also, and also don't forget that China also expect to put the GDP above 5% already. They have done that in 2024. Are they going to repeat it in 2025? These are the things that this fiscal and monetary policy in China will determine. That's why all eyes are seeing where is the interest rate in China heading to. That's also a key point that investors are looking at to see if this stronger February, potential manager will also turn to say that the economy is rebounding in that zone. That also looking at the Europe market is also opened higher this morning, like I've just mentioned. Despite also they're expecting to see inflation data, and also ECB meeting is also slated to hold on Thursday, and also the possibility of rate cut also. And don't forget that this economy has suffered slow back in the past 2 years, and with now successful election in Germany, which is the biggest economy in that zone, we believe that if they continue to cut rate, that will be a plus for them. Because I believe that that cut will help them to free fund to drive the economic activities, and I believe that on the other hand will be a plus for that. That's why we are seeing that the market this morning is also looking up for that. I think that the figures of inflation also, people expect that positive if inflation slow down, but let's wait and see as ECB meetings coming. The inflation figure will also give a clue whether the outcome of it. But I believe that the European Central Bank is already focusing on cutting rate already, and also this inflation rate also give them more impetus to know if that will continue. Also, the point or what we call the rate of the cut will be, is it going to be 25% or 15%, 15 point or 25 points. Sorry, these are the things that we'll be expecting at the end of the meeting in that on Thursday. But the data that we're expecting to see today in terms of inflation will determine what also the zone will be. But I believe that there's also potential for the zone to rebound from a stagnated economy if the cost of funds continue to look down, and that also impacts company. Also, we see that company in that zone are not posting a bad number, and also that also support the price also going into the future. For those that are thinking medium and long, there are some stuff we can take also in the US, in the around that Euro market. Even when Trump tariff is a focus in that zone, seem to see how the including European Union, all looking at to see this Trump has a 10% tariff on China. How they're going to reaffirm how this thing is going to, the timing and all are going to affect the global economy. I believe that also, don't forget, security is also another major thing that they're also looking at there. But good thing is, like I said earlier, that the stronger Chinese or China data also have kind of impacted oil price this morning. I see that I'm looking up today, Monday. For me, it's a good one. As to speak now, I see that crude oil, and so I see that it's around 92, 92.92, around 92.92, sorry, $72.97 dollar per barrel as we speak at this hour. But let's see how it goes. Don't forget that this manufacturing PIM is also a good one, and this is the high for US for China for the last 3 months. It's a good one that is also keeping up above the 50. For me, it's a good one. Also, the outcome of Zelensky and the Trump meeting, and also the Euros, some UE countries coming together, how it's going to affect that oil sector, the peace talk continue, how it's going to, these are the things also we're looking at. Finally, we look at what is happening in US so that we can quickly come back to the market to look at our topic today, where we're seeing that we're talking a talking number on two major player in the industrial food sector. We have discussed earlier the WAPO result last week, but today we are looking at the numbers that came from Dangote and BUA over the weekend. I believe that that numbers will give us an insight to what we should be doing from that industry again. But we're looking at what is happening in US market right now. US market also are inch up higher, on a positive reaction to what? Yes, this positive US Chinese positive, and also all eyes are still on what, on global economy purchasing manager index that also we do, and also we saw that in US market all eyes are still on some companies that are yet to release their data, even as Trump has also slated a meeting to include about 4 to 5 cryptocurrency into the US reserve. These are the things also that are shaping the market in that zone. But I believe that the investors in that also environment are taking advantage of the correction we have seen the previous month, also to position into value, and that is the only way to take advantage of pullback in any market that you can buy into value. As all eyes are still on this, like I said earlier, the ISM purchasing manager index. Don't know as the data is expected to come today, but let's see and see what the figure will be. That also will form the decision going into the month, and so also into the today, the first trading day of the month and also of the week of of March. Let's see how market will react to every event that unfolded during the weekend, and also expectation of more macroeconomic data to give investors insight on how rotation in their portfolio will also continue. I've said earlier that the market is in green in US that opened higher, and the main averages are of advance following what the choppy session, and also highlighting what some tension of meeting of Trump and the and Ukraine president. All these are also part of what will be the end. But I feel that the attention is also paying on some, like I said, individual stock that also, even when they have notified the market, are going to be likely kind of a decline in their profit margin, and markets also respond in that direction. And the tariff decline ahead, that's what we'll see. Let's see the deadline for this tariff for Canada, Mexico, and others, how it's going to play out also tomorrow being 4th of March. These are the things that also is shaping US market as we speak now right away. But I believe this data that coming will be a very important tools to better to look at for information that will guide us to make. And like I said, as Trump tried to invite the conference, sorry, for crypto on the Friday this week, and also that also I've seen a lot of rebound in the crypto market, yes, today or yesterday night now, which is also not a bad one. But back to Africa market, I'll tell you that we're seeing a positive and a good number of markets in Africa in green. And number one is NGS. NGS is also oscillating as we speak now. That the market is also trying to go up, but we can see that it's still in green, marginal green as we speak now. The market is up marginally with 0.02%. That's about 52.53 basic point, reading 107,843.92. This is the state of the market. If you look at market breadth is also positive. We're seeing 19 gainers in the market, and also against the 16 loser in the market. Now, that means we are seeing the stock like seeing those stocks that are leading in the top in the higher. I mean, when we say the top gainers and the top losers in the market at this hour are stocks that investors also be ready to take advantage of the prices of those that are pulling back with potential, even as market react to recent numbers that have been related to the market. And I believe that the dividend that's also coming to the market is also speaking a lot to investors at this time. That's why you must pay attention to see those companies that, yes, that are posting a positive number, but prices are pulling back because of their payout. Your eyes will be on on their first quarter number to see how far it will go. That is why you must pay attention to those companies that are posting those positive number right now, that you know exactly what they are doing and what investors should also hope to see in going to the future. If you look at the top losers and gainers now, I see that Len Africa is leading the pack with 10% up, followed by Champion Brewing that just declared 6 kobo yesterday with the result. So I can see that APC Transport is up by 9.86, and the Guinea Insurance, Livestock Feed, and the ETI. These are the top gainers right now. On the losers chart, we are seeing that UCAP is leading, followed by NASCOM. And UCAP, just the result, and we are seeing a 50 kobo dividend market are reacted. But I tell you that this is stock to also to watch. NASCOM just a stock to watch. You see 9.29% down. I've seen Royal Exchange also on the losers chart right now. Can see Africa Prudential pullback, and also Honeywell also pullback after touching 14 naira 30 kobo this morning. Also trend at 13 naira, at this hour. And these are the state of the market, the market data right now. But we want to pay attention to our topic today. Yes, our topic today is that we're looking at the big numbers or the high cap stocks that are in the industry or sector of the market. And I tell that this number they release draw my attention that we need to look at it to see what investor can gain from this number and what insight is it giving going into the current financial year 2025 and what you expect this company to do. That is why you must pay attention to see how these numbers play out here. How are you going to benefit from them? What is the upside potential in these companies so that you can see what to do at the price and also at their number. If you look at the figure that came from Dangote Sugar, let's start from there. Yes, Dangote Cement. Sorry for that. Dangote Cement. If you look at the market capitalization of the Dangote Cement, it's a very robust one, above 8 trillion. That is good, and also because of the recent court in their total numbers of shares, as a result of share buybacks that started in 2001, 2021, 2022, or between 2021 and 2023. You can see 124. That also have reduced their share from about 17 billion to around 16 point either 8 or 7 billion now. That's the current the after numbers of share. But also look at what is because this is very important. What the price they are selling today, and also what is the highest in the last 2 weeks. A price of about 591 91 naira 10 kobo. And what is the low of this stock? The low of this stock is simply around 349. That is the low for the as we speak now. But the current price and the market is at that the date of release. What is the price? The price is already around 480. And this tells you that what is the yield of what they are paying. That's why you must pay attention to see how to relate these figures to help you. That's why I started looking at the 52-week high and low and the current market price and what they are paying today or declare. And if you are buying now for dividend for long term, what you're going to benefit, all this are going to. But if you look at the figure as displayed on the chart on the screen now, you can see that there's a movement from about 2.21 trillion to 3.58 trillion, which is represented about 62.2% in the grade, which is a good one, 2-digit number. And if you look at the cost of sale and administrative expenses, that is all this cost of production and all. You can see that it's here from 1 trillion a little above to about 1.65 trillion. You can see that. You can see what it is, cost of production. And at the end of the day, you can come and see the other incomes that came in. You can see the other income from 24.14 billion to 57 billion. You can see from yourself on the chart. But if you also look at the payment from their financial assets, you can see that it was yes, it's also a decline. You can see it also here. But at the end of the day, what is the profit from operating activities? You can see that from 700 something billion to 1.17 trillion, 1.15 trillion. Good one. At the end of the day, finance income also improved from 2023 to 2024 from 27.41 billion to 168.57 billion. It's a good one. And cost of finance, which you know that because of high interest rate, you can see that almost double, more than double. You can see from 300 something billion to 700.3 billion. This is a strong one that it shows you the sign of cost of application in the market as we speak. And also gain in their net monetary position. You can see there's improvement here. You can also see some improvement in their what finance income. But at the end of the day, let's look at profit after tax, which is what many investors are looking at. At the end of the day, we are seeing that yes, if you can see that their profit after tax is still on 2 digit, but a very low one, 10.1%, in the grade. Good one from 455.58 billion to 530.25 billion. Good one, and that's also translated to what an earning per share of 29.7, and we are factoring in the reduction in the what initial issue at the beginning. That's why I mentioned it, and also against 26 naira 47 kobo in 2023. At the end of the day, the company have declared 30 naira, which they did in 2020, in 2023, also the same thing in 2024. That means also one thing that if you look at the balance sheet of this company is so robust, but we see that there is also increase what in the liability side of the portfolio. But at the end of the day, shareholders' net assets remain robust. You can see net assets, that is very, very important. Look at the net assets here from 1.73 trillion to 2.18 trillion. Good one, the net assets, but you can see that the liability has increased. If not, we are also a stronger net asset at the end of the day. But I'll tell you, with this, we are seeing a robust balance sheet, and this company also stepping into expanding production in is it Egypt or Ethiopia also. That's also a good one for this company. You also pay attention for those that are thinking stock to go for defensive and also for consistent dividend. And I'll tell you, this is a company that have really used share buyback to boost value for those that are in, because I can tell you their earnings are looking back at their really done their share, and I see that the operation is also improving. Look at the company operating cash flow. That's why I'm coming here because of our time. Look at the operating cash flow for this company. It tells you, from 678.79 billion to 821.1 billion. Which is also a good one. And this company can meet any short financial responsibility and other things, because their cash flow is looking positive and their earnings is looking positive, to support what an uptrend. Also tell you that possibility of price rebounding is also high. I told you that the high, high is about 500 and something, and the current price can make about almost 25 to 30% up. In that, if you look at also the dividend yield from this company, we are seeing that in the industry, it has, despite that the price is high, the dividend is so attractive. And also, if you look at the return on share on equity, about 23%, is very, very also attractive. And dividend yield of 6.3% for Dangote is a good one that you want to pay attention to. And I tell you that, like I said here, their net assets is very, very very impressive. Total assets is also good, but despite the increased work in terms of we have seen in the liability, which is also a bit look at, but kind of I don't see something that should worry so much, but pay attention to it. But the return on equity, which every investor is looking at, is very, very impressive, 53%. And also dividend yield of 6 point is still like selling above 400 naira. This is a good one for Dangote cement. Let's quickly look at the figure from BUA cement, which also is a counterpart of the same industry. Let's see. We'll discuss that of WAPCO, but look at WAPCO dividend yield and look at it to compare with all the three, which one look attractive, and also the prospect there. If you look at the figure that was released from from BUA, this number is not looking bad actually too. But if you look at the BUA market capitalization, it's about 3.15 trillion. And also, if you look at the share in issue, their share outstanding is huge compared to what we saw in that of Dangote. Dangote is about 16.4, when I was now about 33.8 billion share outstanding for the company, which is huge for me at this week now. But if you look at the 52 high of the company, is about 143.29, 143.20 kobo for the. Then if you look at the the lower that's the low in 52 weeks high is about 88.20, that's 88 naira 20 kobo, and the current market price is 93 naira as we speak. But if you look at the top line, which you can also see from here, you can see that the figure moved from 459 let's say 459 460, let's say 460 billion to 876.5 billion, which represent about 90 point or 91% in the green, which also for me is a good one. At the end of the day, we look at the profit after tax, which is very, very important. If we have seen high cost of sales here from this 276 billion to what to 576, you can see this is huge in terms of cost. You can see cost of sales alone. But at the end of the day, you can see that the profit, the operating profit, moved from 74.7 billion to 144.3 billion at the end of the quarter. And also include so despite the marginal growth of finance income from 12.88 billion to 18.19 billion at the end of the day, consider the cost of finance from 19 point for 20, let me put it for 20 billion to 60 billion. You can see, I mean, that is almost 3 times. That is huge. At the end of the day, let's look at profit after tax. Profit after tax is also a bit flat, I would say so, because you can consider we have a a top line of double digit and a single digit for what for the bottom line, moving from 69.45 billion to 73 point let's say 74 billion at the end of the day. For me, it's also good test of performance. But if you look at this, looking at the company profit ratio, if you see that I'll tell you that the return on an asset, return on equity is about 19%, while the dividend yield for it is about 2.2%. Now, for me, it's okay for return on equity, but the yield is small. Tell you that the payout of what of 2 naira 5 kobo against 2 naira in 2023. That's why there was a marginal increase of 5 kobo that you can see that is also required, and that's why the price is a bit slow. But if you look at the upside potential, looking at the 143.449 kobo and the price, they have a good upside. Like if the Q1 also will look for a positive, or the stock has stopped growing, is the 93 a strong support level. Don't forget that this stock have touched what 88, 18 naira 80 kobo before this price. Which one is strong support level? Is it the 88 that you need to target before jumping, or you need to buy at this 93? Also pay attention and look at. That's why you must look for what you must go for value. But at the end of the day, this translates to what? Let's look at the earning per share. Earning per share of 2 naira 18 kobo against 2 naira 5 kobo. You can see, and that's why there's a marginal growth in payout, but almost more than 95% of the earnings are paid as dividend from here. Looking at the figure we're seeing here, so you must pay attention to this. Also, if you look at the balance sheet is not looking bad. Very strong, robust balance sheet. Also, there's a concern also in rising liability. Also, we're seeing the total liability also increasing from about 830.4 billion to 1.8 trillion. You can see that's also what we put attention. But at the end of the day, look at the net asset, the total equity is also increased, but there was a marginal growth in terms of movement from 385.22 billion to 388.55 billion for the current financial year. Yes, quickly look at the the cash flow. In any analysis we're looking at, after looking at the the profit and loss account, the balance sheet, what's very important, look at the cash flow, because when a company earnings is looking up, that means the bottom line, the profit and loss account, and the cash flow is looking down. It's a matter of time. But when the two are looking in the same direction, northward, it tells you that there's something in for that company for a long time. If that performance is sustained, you have to pay attention to this. If you look at the company, net operating, net cash flow from operating activities, that is improvement from 147.61 billion to 405.25 billion. Good one at the end of the day. These are things we have to look at. You want to see because on the short term, this operation will be able to meet up. Yes, I'll tell you their cash flow is strong. I tell you that there's a good thing. But for investors, prices is what's good. But you can see that despite the high price of Dangote, sugar, that this is a company that can see that they are operating standard like international company. You can see that without the high price, having a dividend yield of 6.3%, that of Voice was seen at 2 point, and that of Waku, with the present number of Waku have been the kind of a decline in their payout has also reflected on their yield. Waku paid about 190 kobo in the previous year, paying 120 kobo, and brought the dividend yield to 1.6, because price have moved from around 35 also to almost above 70. you can see then as a trader investor, what are you in for dividend or we are in for capital appreciation? You need to understand this and balance it as a trader or investor. Quickly, because of our time, last time this analysis took our time, but we have to look at chart first before we round up. Looking at chart is not looking bad. There's what we call a double bottom here, and we're seeing that market has remained in oscillation mode, and that just say none of the class I had over the weekend is the market topping or pulling back or market on a volatile move. If market is topping, market is pulling back, or market is having volatility, you know how to play this market very well. Now that we are seeing that market has pulled back from touching as high from 109,000, almost 850, for pulling back to see, but market is forming a strong support level here. Within this range, you can see my cursor here and here. For market trying to look up, and it is these numbers that are coming. But the more we see numbers that are coming, it will in which direction. But I feel that investors should pay attention, and also don't forget that in any market, when prices are going up, what does it tell you? But when also price is pulling back, it is when price market is up, say market is at a premium. But when we see market pulling back or market in the base, also market at what? At a discount. You must pay attention now to see what they're going to do. Our market discounting some results are coming. You should know so that you now know exactly what to do in the market now. But I believe that you should pay attention to what is happening in the market now. You can see the mood of market now. At this point, market is waiting for a trigger up, a pullback. A further pullback will also create opportunity for people to buy high, and that market will have more strength to go up and also break out the last resistance level. But on this note, because of our time, I already given a sign. Let's quickly look at what is happening in Owando this morning. Again, Owando. Let's look at what is happening in that stock. Is this gathering momentum? You can see that the stock are even across the 60 naira today. Well, this current price is doing around 60 naira now. You can see it here on the chart, and this was for a day chart. If you look at 1 hour chart to give us it has gone above 60 naira, but at this current price we're seeing around 60 naira right away now for Owando on the floor of the exchange. But there's still opportunity, but for those that are buying Owando, please tell people that if you're buying this stock, buy with medium and long term, and don't think of trading. Opportunity of trading come, take your money, but when you buy with long term, you have rest of mind. As Owando was putting, people are already shaking, people are already confused. But I believe that if you have that stock, you know why. Let's just say your investment objective is very, very important in the position you are taking in the market. On this note, I'll say thank you. See you on Wednesday. But before I finally round up, don't forget that people are started booking for the masterclass coming on the 29th of March, and I have to let you know on time for those that are members of InvestData, they enjoy 25% discount from 100,000 naira fee for the masterclass, and for those that are not member, you are enjoying only 10% discount. That's why you need to join the big group of InvestData consulting. On this note, I say bye. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.